everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new here. Sorry I haven't been posting much lately. I was on vacation last month and I decided to upgrade my computer. So hopefully we can get some better frame rates and make it easier to record videos in the future. Today's video is a fun one. My good friend DrShoots borrowed one of my ships, the Vengeance Mk3, and decided to put his own spin on it. And he did a great job. So today I thought I would do the same with one of his ships. Now if you're not familiar with DrShoots, you should be. He's another Starfield shipbuilder and a friend of the channel. Shoots has a unique aesthetic with his ships. His designs have an industrial quality to them, making the designs blend into the Starfield universe quite nicely. So the ship I'm going to build today is the Aithon Kyros Rebuild. This is a Class C ship that serves perfectly as a main ship for your Starfield playthrough. What really drew me to this ship is the use of the Cabot C4 bridge. This is the same bridge I used on my Vengeance build, but Shoots sunk the bridge into the body, giving it a flatter look without having any clipping on the interior of the bridge. It's also equipped with plenty of cargo, both shielded and unshielded, and enough room on the inside for all your crew. The inside of the ship is actually laid out exceptionally well. There's one small ladder going up to the second floor, and then he uses the Cabot stairs to bring you up to the third floor. All the Habs are laid out logically, and the ship is easy to navigate. It really is a well-built ship. Now what we're going to do with this build is actually just take it to the next level, and I have some ideas on that, so let's get to it. Now normally I would show you how to build this ship from start to finish, but we're going to do things a little differently on this video. We're going to use Shoots' build as a starting off point and then modify it. So first things first, you will need to build your ship. And for that, I want you to head over to DrShoots' channel and check out his build video. I'll put a link in the description for that video. Now before you go do that, I do have a couple recommendations. First, to make the build easier on you, I recommend downloading a couple mods before you begin. These will be optional, but they will make things easier during the build. The first mod is the Shipbuilding Tweaks mod. Shoots makes heavy use of both the flip and duplication blending techniques. The Shipbuilding Tweaks mod eliminates the need for those techniques. It also lets you build bigger ships or add more parts to the ship than you normally would. It's a perfect mod for making shipbuilding easier. The other mod I would recommend is the All Ship Parts Unlocked mod. This simply makes all ship parts available at your outpost. This saves you time in running around the galaxy to various vendors to get all your parts. They'll all be at your outpost now. Now again, you don't need these mods per se. You can absolutely build this ship without them. They do make building the ship a little easier though. The other thing I'm going to do is give you a parts list for Shoots' video. He talks through it as you go, but I know sometimes it's easier to work from a list. So I'll put the complete list on screen now. You can pause the video here and write down all the parts you need. Okay, you have your parts. Now, shoot. Head over to DrShoots' channel and build the ship. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to his channel while you're there, and I'll see you back here once you're done. Welcome back, and I see you have your new ship with you. Perfect. We're going to mod this ship and give it the Scorpio twist. Now, we do have a couple goals for this build. First, we want to remove the ladders from this build. You know I like a ladderless build, and I think we can do that here with some help from our friends at Matilija Aerospace. We also want to get this ship combat ready. and the original version is lacking in firepower. We're going to fix that in a big way. Now, what I don't want to do is drastically change the shape of the ship. It's already a beautiful ship as it is, and I don't want to mess with that too much. We are going to be making some modifications, but not too much. Now, this is a modded build, so there are going to be some mods you will need for this. We've discussed two of them already, the Shipbuilding Tweaks mod and the All Ship Parts Unlocked mod, but there are a couple other mods that you're going to need for the ship. First up is Matilija Aerospace. Now, I showcased this mod on my legendary ship build. It is an amazing mod that adds some unique pieces to the game, namely stairs. We're also going to be using the weapons from this mod and a couple of their cargo containers as well. I also recommend the Place Doors Yourself mod. This is a must-have for shipbuilders, as it lets you not only place the doors or ladders where you want them, but also select what type of doors you want to go there. It is an amazing mod. Now, besides those two, make sure you also download the Matilija Place Doors Yourself compatibility patch. This lets these two mods work together. I also downloaded the empty 1x1 Habs mod. This simply adds empty 1x1 Habs to the game. I honestly think it's silly that they gave us empty versions of all the Habs, except for the 1x1s. This just adds these to the game. The last mod you're going to need is the Better Ship Parts Flips mod. This mod adds additional flips and variations to the vanilla parts in the game. Now, once you have loaded all your mods, got your ship from DrShoots, it's time to get building. To make this easier, we're going to build the ship at our outpost. So let's head over to our ship interface. Select the option to view and modify our ships, and let's get building. Like most of my other builds, I'm going to put the parts list on screen. These are the parts we're going to use to mod this ship. Pause the video here and get shopping. Okay, here we have all our parts laid out, plus our ship. These are all the parts we're going to need to modify our ship, so let's get building. First thing we're going to do, let's zoom in here, is we're going to strip some parts off the ship. We're just going to move them off, especially these side wings and all the structural pieces. We want to kind of just leave the hab layout and the cockpit intact. So let's start by selecting all these pieces. Now, you do kind of want to go slow when you're selecting pieces, because every once in a while, the whole thing will deselect on you. There we go. We got everything except for that hab. We want to leave that. Pull the rest off this side. And pull the front part off. There we go, just like that. Let's do the same on the other side. Again, go nice and slow. No rush. Let's move the ship down a little bit. We got our guns. Let's finish getting the rest of these parts off. And that front section. There we go. Move some of these parts off. I'm also going to move off this nose cap. Let's just get rid of this. Move our shield off. And we're going to move this front section here. Weapon mounts out of the way. There we go. That's kind of where we want to leave it for right now. So next step is we're going to delete some pieces that we're just not going to use on the build. We're going to start with this top spine. Let's just clear this right off. And then this whole back section here. The Habs spine, captain's quarters. There's our little place doors yourself passageway. We'll just clear that. I'll show you how to place passageways in a bit. And then our Hope Deck nose. We're also going to clear out the reactor and the grav drive. We're not going to need those. Our Nova cowling can go. And on the bottom, our landing bay. And this front skeg piece here. This leaves some basic Hab layouts. We'll leave these attached for now. We will be clearing those later, but let's start working on our Habs. First thing we're going to do, let's start at the front. You see, as we come into the ship from the docker, we come into a 2x1 plus another 1x1. I don't like having these separate pieces here, so we're going to clear both of these. And then we're going to attach our engineering bay empty to here. You know I like empty Habs. I like to design my own Habs. And a 3x1 empty bay fits perfectly right there. So we're going to come right in. We're going to keep this control station. But what we're going to do is we're going to change this to the empty version. Again, I like to design my own. But we'll change that over to the control station there. Same with our infirmary. We'll change this over to the empty version. And same with our armory on the side. Now, I don't like the empty armory, as there is some like grates in the way that I think break up the design of the Hab. So what I'm going to do instead is choose an empty computer core. So I'm just changing the next variant over until I find the empty computer core. Now, these 1x1 Habs, I don't like just the static 1x1 Habs here. They're filled with junk. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to delete these. And we're going to take our Matilija Aerospace 1x1 Habs and put those in place. These are a nice Hab because they're empty and they got this nice little oval shape to them. They're very clean on the inside. So let's just slide those in there. I do have the place doors yourself, so we do have our passageways across. I don't like doors if I can avoid them, so I like having open areas in the ship, so passageways are an awesome choice for me. If you like doors, you can place doors. It's up to you. So there we go. We're now going to come into our engineering bay empty, and then we're going to have our control station empty, a 1x1 Hab, into our infirmary empty, and into our computer core empty. These are actually going to be designed as different Habs. I'll show you those in the ship walkthrough. Now, next are ladders. You know I hate ladders. And we have the 1x1 here, the 1x1 here, forming a ladder up. We're not going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete these and clear that. And then see these doors here? These are going to be moved back. So we're going to take these doors, move them back. And if you've never used the place doors yourself mod, this is an awesome mod. These little purple things are your doors. It shuts off every door and ladder option on a Hab and lets you take these little purple things and choose, do I want a door? Do I want just a passageway? Do I want the door to open to the port? Or do I want these slotted doors? So it allows you to choose what door you want. Again, I like passageways, so I'm going to change these to passageways. And we're going to change that to a passageway and put them on the back. Oh, passageway. There we go. Next, from back there, I'm going to take my last Matilija Aerospace 1x1 and attach it right in between those Habs. Just there. Now you're probably wondering, well, how in the world am I going to get to the cockpit here? This is where our stairs are going to come into place. So instead of having a bunch of 1x1s with ladders, we're going to have stairs going up. And this is going to attach right in beginning. And you want this top section here to connect to the bottom of your bridge. So the top of this Hab connects to the bottom of the bridge. Now you do not need to place a door here, as the place doors yourself mod will automatically place doors to any bridge or to any landing bay. So you don't need to worry about placing them there. So I'm just going to slide it right in. Now you do need to place a door back here. So I'm going to choose, go to our Habs. I'm going to choose a passageway. And now let's slide this right in, just like that. There we go. So it is connected. So instead of a ladder coming up to here, we now have stairs coming right up to here. And notice this is hanging down here a little bit. This is where our landing bay is going to go. And again, we're using the Matilija Aerospace landing bay. The reason we're using this versus the other landing bay is all the other landing bays, except for 1 or 2 in the game, have the ladders at the top. So you come into the bay and you go up a ladder to your ship. Matilija has the door at the back. So you come into the landing bay and go right through the door. Again, no ladders. So we're going to take our landing bay and slide that right up against our stairs. Just like that. So we're going to come into the landing bay. We got stairs. Stairs will go up to this floor here, connecting just in the back there. Oh, we got to make sure we got to... Do we have a door back there? Yep, we do have a door back there. Going into this floor, where we can access all these Habs. Then take the stairs up to this floor. We'll access this Hab into our living quarters in our computer core. Again, we're going to change these to empties. What I'm going to do is change this one to an empty all-in-one. And we can change this one into just an empty. You can choose whatever one you want, except for the all-in-ones. I don't like the all-in-ones. You can use a captain's quarters. You can use a computer core. I'm going to do another control station. If you don't know what to pick for an empty hab, best bet is go with your control station. It's always going to be a wide open area. Plus, it gives you 4 extra crew stations. So your max crew will go up. See how my max crew just jumped up to 16 there. So now the last level, we are going to use a Stroud empty 1x1. Now this is from the mod, so there is a mod out there for empty 1x1s. I love it because empty habs should be in the game anyways. This just gives you a variant. So we have our storeroom, our companionway, and then now an empty 1x1. And it just empties out this 1x1. Reason I'm using this versus the Matilija one is we're placing this at the top of the ship where it's exposed. Matilija just looks too odd up against the top here. They look fine buried in like this, but when they're on top, it looks really weird. So we're just going with our Stroud empty 1x1. And then we're going to put another control station in the back. This will be our captain's quarters right in the back. I forgot we have to put our door here. Now it's up to you for this one, if you do want a door because you're going into the captain's quarters, you want some privacy, you can put a door here. If you want the door to go into the aft or swing out to the fore, it's up to you. I'll have it swing to the aft. And there we go. So now we actually have a door to the captain's quarters for a little bit of privacy. You know what? Change my mind. We're going to make it a passageway. There we go. Our habs are added. Now we can add some of these things back. Before we do that, though, let's start building out the back here. Now, let's talk about this back because we have an extra hab here that we didn't have before. Remember, there's a grav drive sitting here in 2 space. So we're still going to have a grav drive there, but what we're going to do is use the Matilija grav drive. This is a 1 space grav drive that does have that max power 12 and a grav drive jump thrust of 50. So it is just as powerful as the 2 space grav drives, but in a single space. That's going to slide right underneath, just like that. And right behind that is going to go our SF40. Now, Shoots had the Pinch 8Z, which is a fine choice, but the SF40 sheared flow reactor offers the same power generated, but with just slightly less mass. So this will help lighten the load on our ship a bit. That's going to slide right underneath just like that. So there we go. Next thing, let's get rid of these tanks. Honestly, these tanks are just overkill for what we have in there. They're enormous. We don't need that much. And it's too much weight. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of our Stroud mid bracers, bring those over. These are going to slide underneath to fill in some open space here. And then right underneath, we're going to put our HE 500T tanks. These get a little bit low profile. Gives you plenty of fuel. The fuel is not really a big issue in this game. If you were role-playing a bigger ship, maybe you would want to have, the bigger tanks in there, but for what we're doing, we don't need it. Now we can't quite place these yet as these don't have any hook points on the bottom. So how we're going to solve that is with our Stroud nodes cap B. We're going to bring this over and we are going to flip it. Now, normally it just flips front to back, but now we have variants. This is where Better Flips mod comes in. It allows us to choose different variants to give us more flip options. So you can see, like, I can even put this on a side now. This opens up a lot for building. So I'm going to have the downward facing one like that, the upside down. Then I'm going to flip it to the back. This is going to attach right below our reactor here and go right up against our stairs. So it's going to have the bridge to the stairs. This keeps that nice rounded shape there. Now we have hook points on the side. I can place our fuel tanks. Just like that. Again, just gives us a little bit lower of a profile there. Next, we can take our sections here and start rebuilding stuff back in. I'm going to take this section. This is going to slide in. Now, if you are not using the shipbuilding tweaks mod, you would have to glitch this in like you did in Shoot's video. The shipbuilding tweaks mod lowers the collision, so you don't have to do all those flip glitches or duplicate glitches. You can just simply slide in where you need to. So you notice that just slid in and blended right in with the cabin bridge. We'll do the same on the other side. Take these three pieces. I'm going to slide them back into place, just like that. That slides it in nicely. And we're going to do the top. And we'll slide the top back in here. And our bottom just clicks right in. Just like that. Easy to slide things in and out with that mod. I highly recommend it. While we're back here, grab your portholes. So you should have 3 portholes back here. There's the third one hiding. Let's slide those back. We're going to put this on the back of the captain's quarters. This is just going to break up that flat surface. I'm just going to flip it. It's going to go back on where that captain's quarters is. And these 3 are going to go on the top of the ship. 2 of these are just to give some more natural light in the captain's quarters. The last one here, though, on the 1x1, will actually serve a purpose. I'll show you what that does later. But this actually does serve a purpose. This also lowers the profile of the ship. It doesn't have that mohawk at the top. It kind of gives it more of a sleeker, low profile there. All right, let's slide this nose back into place. Again, because we're using the shipbuilding tweaks, I don't have to glitch this into place. I can just slide it where it needs to be. And you see that 3 space just slides into our pieces here. There we go. While we're here, let's just delete these weapons. We're going to do a different weapon loadout later, so we can clear those. And we'll clear these off of this. We really don't need those. Let's take our shield generator and put it back into place here. Take our spines and put them back into place. Remove the suppressor. We're not going to be using suppressors. This is not going to be a ship that's going to suppress. This is just going to be straight destroy. Now, before we put this cap back into place, we're going to place one piece in between here. That's going to be one of these shield boosters. These are your secret weapon from Matilija. What these do is boost the shield another 750 health, plus give you another 5% regen rate, a 50 boost in your hull, and actually adds half a crew. So 2 of them would add 1 crew slot. Plus, it gives you only for a mass of 5. These are amazing, and they stack with each other. If you saw my Artemis build, I had a ton of them on the ship. There was nothing getting through this shield. So we're just going to use 2 of them here, as I really couldn't find any other spots to put them besides 2 spots. And this will almost double the shield capacity for this ship. So the first one is going to squeeze right in between the shield. Now, again, this is only possible with that ship building tweaks. It's a great, great mod. So we slide that right in there, and you can see it blends in with our shield, kind of giving it that little boost there. Now we can slide that nose cap back into place, and that hides that just like before. Again, I really don't want to change the outside profile too much, as it was already close to perfect. We're just going to make some changes here. All right. Next section. I want to put in these cargo holds. He had 4 of these cargo spots in here, the Galleon S204s. Great, great cargo holds. I use them in a lot of builds. I think having 4 of them would be fine. I just want some more shielded. So what I'm going to do is actually remove the back 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in these shielded cargos. Now they take up the same space. It's that small little 1x1x1, but these are shielded. All the other shielded ones in the game are like these little half size. This is a good full block, and it's shielded. But if you look at the bottom here, they are empty at the bottom. What we have to do is cap them. We're going to use these regular cargo seals. Now there is an advanced cargo seal. I didn't use those. If you want to use those, great. They give you an extra 500 cargo boost. But we're going to connect these. These connect really easy. A lot of people have trouble with these. These are super simple. If I click on the seal, you notice there's these plus signs. And on the cargo hold, there's matching plus signs. What we have to do is line up the plus signs. So even if you're down a little bit, you just line them up. They snap right into place. Now, if I go to the next one and select it, you notice there's no plus sign here because I already sealed it. So I know which cargo holds I've sealed. I connect there. Now we have our cargo holds sealed off. I'm going to take these and slide them in. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can get into there. Just like that. And this snaps and connects right to this stairwell here. We're going to do the same on the other side. We're going to empty there. Pull our cargo hold over. Slide it right in. There we go. So they are in place. Now we have some shielded cargo. along with some regular cargo. Decent cargo, not huge, but it'll get you through. Now, on the bottom here, the other thing we're going to do here is I want to replace these landing gears here. We don't need these many landing gears on here. The NG20s are good, but what we're going to do is replace these and kind of blend them with the Matilija bed here. We're going to put the Matilija landing gears here. So grab our Matilija landing gears. Bring those over. It's going to kind of go right where the other ones were. And now in front of those are going our skeg pieces. In front of those are going our skeg pieces. So we're going to select both of them. And my camera's a little messed up here. The other reason I do these is these glow. These have this nice little glow underneath. All these light up, so it is pretty underneath. Now, one last piece to place back here. We can move all this stuff back in. Is our shield booster. This is going to kind of slide into place deep behind here. So we're going to take this out. We're going to take out the grav drive, and this will slide where the grav drive is supposed to go. Now slide your grav drive back. Again, with the shipbuilding tweaks, it'll slide and blend right into the grav drive. There we go. We now have double our shield capacity. Let's put our wings back on. Double click the whole thing. Highlight any pieces that didn't get highlighted. We're just going to slide it back into place where it should go. Take out your cannons there. We don't need those. Put our engine back there. Slide it back in. Delete here. Here we go. We got our ship, and you can see kind of the profile's a little bit lower there. Now, one thing that Shoot said in his video that he said he didn't really care for is this hard stop back here. And we want to fix this because, yeah, it does look rather weird. The whole ship is blended, nice smooth lines all over the place. He blends things in nicely so they retain. And then you get this weird hard stop back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix this. And Shoots, if you're watching, this was a fun little trick to do. What I'm going to do is use these Nova braking engines to create a little edge here. And where we want them is almost like that. You know, kind of sitting in there a little bit, just like that, to kind of give it a little bit. The problem is you have a little half space here. It's like half in. And you go, there's no piece that's a half space wide. Everything is a single space. Well, with the better ship flips, better parts flips, that's not a problem, because guess what? We got these Demos spines. What's unique about these is they have a hook point at the top and the bottom. Now, normally they just stick straight up and down. You can just flip them back and forth like that. But with the better ship flips, what we have is variants. And I can flip it sideways, just like this. And guess what? It's a half space. So what I'm going to do is connect these two together, slide it right in, and you can see this now gives a more rounded edge to that back section, and the scoop caps right in that curve, just where we want it. So that little half trick is just amazing. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to flip it. We're going to change the variant, connect it, and this next one's going to go underneath. So it's going to give us this edge here. We're going to do the same on the other side. And we're going to change the variant. I like the multiple hook points going in. I think it looks right there. Bring this to the back. And it just rounds right in. This was made possible by that Better Parts Flip mod. Let's do that again. Connect the two. Bring them back over. Now, you're now going, great, how do we reattach the engines? Well, remember that hook with, when you're glitching parts, all you need is an open hook point somewhere. These are attached here to this section. Where they're not attached is this hook point in the back. So there is an open hook point there, and there's an open hook point here that we can attach to. So if we slide this back in, now I did contemplate on just throwing the engine like this. I thought that looked weird. I just think that that didn't look right. What I wanted was the engine out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take these HopeTech pipes and use these as kind of a boost. Just a bracket that slides right in. It doesn't matter if it's on the top or the bottom, but it gives us that hook point right there, right at the edge. Slide this other one right in. Now, when I connect, you see my engine sits right here, almost like it does right here. It matches what we have here, but we do it at the back of the ship. This gives it some symmetry while cleaning up this edge a bit. So we repeat our process here, here, and here. We're going to do the same on the back here. So now we have the caps here. The engines stick out just a little bit. I'm okay with that. But now our lines are repeated. Let's pop back in our weapon modules. These are our Horizon weapon mounts. These are going to just go back right to the same spot. Can never grab it. There we go. Oop. There we go. Last thing left is our weapons. So we have these large cannons. We have these flank cannons, and we have these direct fire flak cannons as well. These are really cool looking. These are basically Gatling guns. So we're going to have 10 Gatling guns. And check out the power rating on these things. You have a fire rate of 8, a hull damage of 85 per cannon, shield damage of 36. They act like particle beams. Plus electromagnetic damage as well. A max power of 2. Plus it boosts up your hull. It's a nice thing about Matilija. All their parts boost your hull rating. So your ship, the hull, which is your hit points, becomes higher the more parts you put on. So we have 6 of these cannons. We're going to place these first. And these are going to go in the same spot as we had those obliterator cannons. The one's going to go right there. I'm going to put 2 on these. And then these last 2, you can put them in the front or you add them in the back. We'll just keep them in the back like that. So we got 6 cannons going there. Next, we're going to place our turrets. These are similar to those other flat cannons, except these function as auto turrets. These are going to go in the back of the ship. And I put these, there's a couple spots where you can put them. You can slap 2 on the side here. And I like to face them towards the rear. Just like that. And the last 2, where did they go? Oh, they're there. Again, face them towards the rear. These are going to go just under the ship, right on our Stroud Cap bays. Let's attach that one underneath there. And let's attach it there. There we go. So now we have some rear-facing auto turrets that helps guard our flank, especially, you know, this is a Class C ship using the SAL 6830s. These are slower moving engines, so having some rear-facing auto turrets really help out in defense. The last things we're going to place, well, second to last things, are these direct fire magnetic cannons. Now, look at the stats on these. This is going to make you pretty much one-shot things. And these aren't even the strongest cannons Matilija has. These just fit well with the ship. These are Class A's, 3.5 fire rate, a hull damage of 562, a shield damage of 336, plus electromagnetic damage as well. These things are insane. They're a little slow in the fire rate, but it doesn't matter. A couple shots, they're done. These do need to go on equipment plates, however. So where I like to put these is we're going to get rid of this radiator. So we're going to take this radiator, delete that, move our Demos spine back 1, or you can even move it back 2 if you wanted to. That just adds it there. You know what? Let's move it back 2. This gives us a nice blend. Move that back 2nd. There we go. That looks better. So we have this nice little blend in here, plus now our forward-facing cannon here. We're going to do the same on the other side. Delete, delete. Move that back 2. Still retain our shape there. Equipment plate. And our cannon. Now our last one is going to go on the bottom of our ship. Now, if I swing underneath the ship, let's drop this down a little bit. If you remember, underneath our ship, we had this giant spine here. I kind of didn't like it because it interfered with the lines of the landing bay. So you had this spine and then the landing bay. I kind of didn't care for this. What we're going to do, though, is place our equipment plate underneath here. Now, normally you can't do that because the equipment plate can only go on top of a ship. That's silly. It's an equipment plate. It should go wherever it wanted it to. But with the better ship parts flip, I now can flip it. So I can flip it to side, top, or underneath, which is what we're going to do. We're going to attach that all the way in the back. We're going to grab our last cannon. And attach to the back as well. This cleans up the profile here a little bit. If you look to the front, I don't have that spine interfering with the lines here. And there we go. Now we do have one more equipment plate. And we go, what in the world are we going to do with this? This, I had... Come on. Grab it. I had this sitting in the bottom. I just lose it. I lost it in the ship. Once in a while, pieces don't like to attach. There it is. This was underneath. I put this right on the Matilija. And on top of this, I went to equipment and I dropped a scan jammer. Just a multi-frequency scan jammer right at the bottom there. Just to give you some extra shield protection with your shielded cargo. All right. Last couple things we need to do. We still have our error. Flight check. Let's assign our weapons. Forward-facing flat cannons. Go to the W0. The W1 is your magnetic rails. In the W2, I put the rear-facing turrets. Now let's rename our ship. We're just going to call this the Kyros 2. And I'm sorry, but we are going to have to change our factory color here. I don't mind the black and the gold, but we're going to go something different. Double click, highlight the whole ship, hit J and color it however you want. And here's the color scheme I went with. I went with more of a white and purple. He had the black and gold. This is kind of, just kind of almost went a little bit opposite here. White instead of the black, and then I used the purple as the accents. I thought it stood out rather nice. Still has some of these gold accents on these pieces, which is really just a kind of a nice little touch. You can see down below our stat bonuses before skill and crew bonuses apply. So we see our weapons, our hull, our shield, cargo, everything. It is 100 mobility. If I exit out here, here is everything after our bonuses apply. So you see our shield's almost 5,000, which is crazy. It's a crazy shield. So let's go take a look and take a tour of this ship. So here we are outside. This is my outpost. And here's our ship. Let's see if I can get up on top of it. Give you a good look. You can see we kept the lines of this ship, especially the way this cockpit blends in. I love how he did this, which is why I kept this design. But now we have some vicious looking cannons. I mean, look at these Gatling guns. These are just amazing. And let's go take a tour of our inside. So underneath the Matilija parts, we have these nice little glowing pieces. At night, this whole thing lights up. It is beautiful. All right, so we're going to board. Now, there is a weird bug going on with the Matilija Habs. And that is the fact that it puts you at the top here. So let's go all the way back down to the bottom. I'll give you the tour starting at the bottom of the ship. So let's run all the way back down to the bottom. Shut up, Cora. So without the bug, you would come in right here to the bottom here. So this is our bottom of our stairwell. I threw some artwork up here on the walls just to kind of give it a little bit, a nice little view here. This is our first level here. This is our operations level. I have a nice little garden here. Our Red Devils memorial wall. Some Galbank credits. Little fish tank here. Now in the front is our operations area. This is where all our computer sections are. Actually have some armament guns in case anyone decides to board through the door here. This is basically our computer areas. Got some servers on the wall. Got a screen there. Cool little lion statues. Again, more defenses in case anyone decides to board via ship. So we get raided by pirates. This corridor will light them up. Love this little fish tank. I had to put it right in the middle there. It just looks so cool. Over here, we have a little forest area. I wanted to give it a little bit more of a natural area. So this is a cool little forest area here. There's those Matilija 1x1 Habs. You can see they're really clean. Nice flat walls, easy to build onto. He does have the logo there. You can cover that up if you want to. I don't mind them, so. Up top, we got our research lab. Now these signs, these come from there is a mod that adds these signs. These are actually really cool for ships. So you can like label your rooms. So this is our research labs. I have my storage here with all my research stations. Going towards the other side. Nice little art gallery here. I love doing art galleries in ships. There's so much artwork in the game, especially with some of the mods, that just makes sense to make some cool little art galleries around. We have our armory. I didn't finish putting some weapons on there, but you guys get the idea. Little trophy area. We can have some couple display shelves here. These display shelves are cool because you can actually transfer stuff to them. If you click on here, you can go to your inventory and add things to it. And they'll display on the shelves. let's go up to the next level. So this is the crew area. Again, another cool little art gallery. I put doors on here just because they felt like it. This is our crew sleeping area here. We got our bunks, kitchen, food processor, fridge. Someone left the fridge door open. Go on the shelves, nice little setting there. Just kind of a nice little area to lounge in. Got some lockers. We actually do have a bathroom. Everyone comments on my previous ship said there's no bathroom. Yes, there is. So look, proof, there's a bathroom. And crew sleeping area. They're not forgotten on the ship. We have a cool little bar area here. So we have some coffee area. We have some bar with some taps. Some artwork on the walls and a lounge and a TV. Something simple. I didn't put any sort of game area in here like I normally do with pool tables. I didn't have the room. And I felt like this is all they really needed. Sam and Sarah just hanging out together again. These two, I swear to God, they're always together. Every single time I build a ship, they're sneaking off somewhere together. So that's our little crew area. Now let's go up into our cockpit. Cora. I put some screens here, just kind of give it a little bit of a cool area coming in. Up top. Now, remember I said there was a functionality to one of those little portholes at the top. Well, this is it. I can add now the Trade Authority kiosk. Normally it's too tall to fit into a ship because the Habs are a little short. But with the porthole at the top, the Trade Authority kiosk will fit. So I actually can sell stuff right here on the ship. I don't have to run anywhere. And I have all my mission boards. Now in the back, I have my captain's quarters. So we have a little captain's quarters here. Got my little lounge TV with big stereo, you know, surround sound. Got to have the sound system. And this is really cool. So I've got a door here inside a 2x1 Hab. This is a mod called Buildable Walls. It's a little tricky to place. The mod's by Miss O Plays, and she has a great video online of her demonstrating how to do it. They still are a little hard to place. Like this doorway here probably took me an hour to try to place just right. It's a cool mod to play around with. There are some possibilities, especially if you have giant wide open Habs. You can kind of build off walls and sections. But in smaller Habs like this, it's really kind of tricky. But I was able to grab this door, so I have a little door to my bedroom. So I come in here, shut the door. I have my own little private bedroom, and it's my window out the back. Quick little just TV, bed, nightstand, some shelves, a mirror. Something very basic. So that's the interior of the ship. And this is what I mean by I like using the empty Habs, is I can do all of this myself without having to rely on the prefab stuff that really just doesn't fit my aesthetic. And I can customize it to how I want. All right, so you've seen the interior of the ship. We want to take the ship into combat. So let's launch this thing and see how it handles. There we go. We got a good view of the back of the ship here. Our weapons are a little kind of unbalanced here. Let's balance these off a little bit. The rear ones I don't mind having a little lower of power. I can even probably drop those down too and add a couple more in there. But we're gonna melt things so fast. All right, let's give a quick little look at the ship in space. Let's go to photo mode. Let's take just a quick spin around the ship so you can kind of give a look to it. They said it's still got the lines. I didn't want to ruin the lines that DrShoots created. He did a great job with the design of the ship, and I wanted to kind of keep and honor that, but just updating it a little bit here. All right, let's jump to our normal testing area. We test everything over in Serpentis. The reason we do is because normally no matter where you jump in Serpentis, someone's going to attack you. They just love attacking in that system. So we'll just jump over there and see what we get. We're in. Before anything attacks us, let's take a look at our settings. Ship damage down very hard. Boom. Let's just jump that up to extreme. We'll test stuff on extreme. Might as well. I think that won't take effect until I jump again. Ah, spacers. That's gone. And look, I hadn't even attacked the other guy yet, and he's... Let's... I didn't even use the front guns. I mean, he was already down to half. All right, let's pull up the map again. Oh, we got some hostile activity over here. We're going to travel over to that. Let's see what kind of hostile activity we have back here. Is there goes those auto cannons. Just not even a... Now remember, this is extreme difficulty. I'm not even down to half shields yet. Not even an issue. Not even an issue. That's the great thing about these Matilija guns. And those shield boosters. Like, it didn't even get down to while I was taking damage. I had, what, 4 of them on me? Here's another one. Let's go take one last peek over here. Travel to the other side. I see like little markers there. Let's see what you guys got for me. 32. These guys are gonna get melted. Oh, there's the rest are 16s. Come on, come at me, bro. Not even a problem. Again, not a problem with this ship. And that's the end of the video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Also, make sure you do the same for DrShoots. I'm Team Scorpio, and I'll see you in the next video.